Good morning, everyone. The Bermuda Road Safety Council would like to extend the warmest of greetings to the people of Bermuda and on the pending celebration of Heritage Day. Today, we are encouraged and reminding our community, in spite of the celebrations, please think, choose, and live. Recently, there has been a marked increase in the amount of collisions on the roads, and we must do what we can to discourage these collisions. This Bermuda Day weekend, the Road Safety Council is asking all Bermuda to remember the following. Think about your driving habits and the choices you make when driving. Choose to make better decisions when driving and riding on the roads. Live to celebrate special moments with your loved ones. There are many ways we can think, choose, and live. We must adhere to the speed limit at all times. We must remain focused on the driving task at hand, avoid using technology like cell phones, iPads, and their likes. The Bermuda Road Safety Council wants Bermuda to have a wonderful celebration over this long weekend starting from Friday night. But we want everyone in Bermuda, that's everyone including myself, to wake up on Tuesday morning knowing that they thought about what they've done and they chose the right decisions to live for another day. Everyone think, choose, and live on behalf of the Bermuda Road Safety Council. Thank you very much.
Morning, everybody. I'm Superintendent Martin Weeks, Head of the Community Policing Division of the Bermuda Police Service. And I'd like to take this opportunity to advise the public on a number of matters to ensure a peaceful and safe time during this year's Heritage Day holiday weekend. The purpose of this press conference is to flesh out the details of how we'll police the holiday weekend using high visibility patrols alongside our partner agencies in the Bermuda Reserve Police and the Bermuda Regiment. The police service will be conducting high visibility patrols throughout the weekend with the aim of making Bermuda safer, in line with our strategic intent of tackling guns, gangs, drugs and violence. The BPS are intent on deterring those members of the public that might seek to disrupt the holiday weekend with acts of violence and criminality. Patrols will be paying particular attention to incidents of public disorder, antisocial behaviour and weapons possession. Those persons who are not deterred by the presence of the police and commit these offences can expect to be promptly arrested and delivered before the courts. The holiday weekend, Heritage Day weekend, is traditionally a busy time on both land and water. The police service will be partnering with the Bermuda Reserve Police and the Bermuda Regiment. The Bermuda Day Parade will also be the first outing for the 25 recruits of Recruit Foundation course number 76 who get to come out. They won't be out in full uniform as they've only been with us for a few days, as you're all aware. However, they will be deployed alongside our other officers to learn how we do this kind of thing. The public is reminded that on Monday, a number of roads will be closed and they should plan alternate travel routes appropriately. The routes for the race and the parade are similar to previous years, and the police will, as usual, be manning junctions with designated marshals to control traffic. I cannot put enough emphasis on reminding the motoring public that the marshals and the police officers are there for a reason, and that reason is to keep people safe, is to keep the people who are involved in the pedal cycle race, the run, and the members of the public who are alongside the route safe. So please, I appeal to the motoring public to take notice of the directions given by the police officers on the junctions and the marshals on the junctions. And to remind yourselves beforehand of the times and the route of both the parade and the race, so that you can choose to be somewhere else and not be stuck in a long line of traffic, as often will happen. And to try to avoid coming out of private driveways onto the route, particularly when the pedal cyclists are on the road. Due to the speed that the cyclists will travel and the sheer numbers of riders and runners that these races now attract, Middle Road will be closed at the South Road Junction at Barnes Corner at 8:30 a.m. promptly to all westbound traffic. Participants in the race and the run are advised to be past that point before 8:30, because they will not be able to get through if they are not there by 8:30. So please clear that junction before 8:30 to avoid disappointment. Anything that does not make it to that point by 8:30 will expect lengthy delays of up to an hour and a half. So it is very important to get past that junction before 8:30 a.m. During the parade in the afternoon, certain roads and junctions in the city will be closed, again, in the usual route, and they will not be opened until the Corporation of Hamilton trash trucks have had their chance to go around and pick up all the trash that is deposited by the sides of the roads. We will be unable to open roads in order to let cars out that have parked within the parade route. Cars parked in areas that become isolated, particularly in the Reed Street area, will not be able to get those cars out until we reopen the roads. And as I said, that's not until the parade is finished and the corporation have had a chance to clear up. No parking areas will, of course, be clearly marked, and specific road closures and times are contained in the gazetted notices, which you'll find in the newspaper. Adherence to the following rules will assist in making the event safe for all. Do not encroach on the cycle race route. The cyclists, as I said, travel at very high speeds and at considerable risk to themselves. If they are obstructed by a spectator walking out or trying to take photos and collisions occur, serious injury or death could result. Please keep young children under your control, away from the cycle route in particular, until those participants get past. Do not encroach on the marathon race route. The slightest alteration to runners' cadence or direction, particularly in the latter stages of the race, can negatively affect their performance and change the whole finish line results. So we encourage people to please try and stay off the route and allow the runners to make the best times they can. You know, this is quite important to some people, and it's a safety issue as well. And on the parade, we encourage people to not obstruct the parade. Many of the performers need the whole road in order to do the performance that they want to put out for people. They've been practicing for months. Let's try and give them the room to do so. And some of the vehicles, of course, are heavy with limited vision, and we don't want anybody to get run over, and particularly small children. If you can keep people off that route, it'll make for a safer parade this year. On the marine side, in partnership with the Bermuda Regiment and the Bermuda Reserve Police, we will have marine patrols out. This is a traditionally busy time of year. We'd also like to remind the boating public to make sure that your boat is registered, that a current 2014 decal is on the boat, just prominently displayed on the starboard side, and ensure all your safety equipment is on the boat. We will be doing checks. And if you are going to go offshore, we do recommend filing of a float plan. Speed on the water is just as much of an issue as it is on the roads. You've heard from the Road Safety Council today about speeding and the use of devices, and of course, you know, we have to add in the consumption of alcohol. If you're going to be riding or driving the boat, we encourage people not to be drinking and piloting a boat. It is, of course, an offence just the same way as it is on the roads. And when you're powerboat operating and you're under the influence, you are, of course, a danger to other people as well as yourselves, and we are looking to have a safe Bermuda Day weekend. The last thing I'd just like to touch on is some preventative stuff. We are aware that there's going to be a lot of parties, particularly in residential neighbourhoods, and we do get a lot of loud music complaints, and we're going to ask two things of the public: patience and tolerance on the part of the complainants, along with a display of respect and courtesy on the part of the people playing the music. There's two sides to this. We understand that people want to have parties, and we understand that some people don't want to listen to other people's music. However, we're asking for a little patience and tolerance on behalf of some people, and respect and courtesy from others, that you don't disturb your neighbours. In recent weeks, we've had a trend where people have been leaving their houses unlocked, with leaving keys in cars and bikes, which has resulted in burglaries and thefts of vehicles. We encourage people just to pay a bit more attention over this long weekend don't leave your keys in your bike. You know, we're not saying it will get stolen, but you're increasing the chances of it getting stolen. And we're having a bit of a rash of that right now, where people are leaving their bikes unlocked with the keys in and leaving their houses unlocked. And you know, the weather's getting nicer. People are tempted to leave the windows open, but be aware that you are leaving yourself open to getting broken into, and we don't want to see that. Free crime prevention advice on both these subjects is available from the police. You can call 295-0011 and we can have somebody come around and give you a survey on your house. And with that, on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, I wish the entire community a safe and pleasant and enjoyable Heritage Day weekend. Thank you.
At this time, we open up the floor to questions from the media.
I just wanted to clarify, last week, Mrs. Gina Hunter on program stated that the race will, as the race starts at 9, there will be traffic lane westward. And you just stated by 8:30, you're not going to get by Barnes Corner. So
That's right. We close the road at Barnes Corner from 8:30 in order to get all the traffic that is at Barnes Corner at 8:30 off of the route by 9 o'clock in order to set off. The big problem for us is because of the sheer number of people, we can no longer confine it to one side of the road. There was a time with these races where the amount of people could fit easily onto one side of the road and we could let traffic flow in the other direction. That is no longer the case. And at the speed these cyclists are going, they are going to cross the centre line in that first section, and that is the important part. That Barnes Corner to Somerset section is the part where you've got the biggest groups together and at the highest speeds, and we cannot afford to have a car coming in the other direction when those bikes come around a corner. So it's a safety thing only, but it does mean lengthy delays for people who don't get there before 8:30.
just to clarify, there will be no traffic from 8:30, and then as the race starts, there'll still be no traffic going westward.
Yep, until the bulk of the people are onto one side of the road and out of that area. And we'll judge it by the people. There is not a set time to reopen the road. It is strictly about where the people are, where the bulk of the runners, where the cyclists are, that we open roads accordingly.
Any other questions?
You've given a ballpark as far as the junction clears. Can you give people that are going to be camping out in the city to watch the parade an idea of when the city streets are going to close?
All of that's in the gazetted notice in the newspaper. That'll come out from the Corporation of Hamilton, and it is available. All those details are available from the corporation as well.
Mr. Weeks, one of the questions that we're getting specifically from our end is individuals marking spots in the city of Hamilton, meaning the traditional Bermudian marking spots. Yeah, what is the Bermuda Police Service's position on that in terms of how we go forward with that?
From the Bermuda Police Service point of view, unless people are causing damage to the roadways or to signs, there are no criminal offences in placing these pieces of tape. That, of course, is strictly for the corporation to make decisions on that one.